Extra, your premium online sports show. Today I'm flying solo on a Friday, and because, well, there's just so much to talk about, and let's see if we can get through it quite quickly. You did hear the story about Sean Williams. They're looking to quit Zimbabwe cricket, and of course, on radio stations, he did mention that he's going to reveal all once he has settled issues with Zimbabwe cricket. And yeah, it looks like it is going to be a tough time ahead. But Zimbabwe play Ireland in the first T20 international today, whilst also the T20 international series between the Lady Chevrons and Thailand also begins today. We're also going to be looking at a jam-packed weekend in terms of football. Don't forget Sports Extra Fantasy Football League. It's on like a scone, as they would say. $200 up for grabs for whoever comes first for this season within the Fantasy Football League. And we're going to be having analysis from Dennis Ndamba again. He gave us some great tips last weekend. Of course, others may not have listened to it. Maganyura, for those that did listen to some of it, they were able to get some maximum points on that one and maybe push yourself up on the table. Then we're also going to be looking at some of the other, kind of events that you can look forward to over the weekend. But all this and more coming through on Sports Extra, your premium online sports show. So the big news broke out with the Sean Williams coming out and saying that he wanted to quit international cricket altogether. He did say he was open to playing white ball cricket in the future, but he says he wants to step away from the test captaincy as well. So this came as a big shock, particularly for us cricket lovers here in Zimbabwe. And the wonder was, I mean, what is going on behind the scenes now? So many things have really begun to unfold concerning this story, particularly the fact that Sean Williams himself is not happy with the way that Lauchand Rajput is running the team or going about things or managing the team, so to speak, as well as not happy with some of the things that are being done with the progression of cricket in Zimbabwe and so on. And all of these things are being said, but Zimbabwe Cricket have come out and said that, look, we are not aware of any challenges that he might have had with us as Zimbabwe Cricket, and would be waiting to hear from that, particularly through human resources. Let's not forget that his appointment as Test cricket captain came through from the board, so he would have to answer to the board to say these are the issues and challenges at hand. And so there's going to be a whole lot more that is going to unfold. But it is also rumored that other senior players are going to follow suit. Now the question is, what kind of a dent will this bring for the Chevrons? Well, I'll put it quite simply. He is arguably our best player at the moment, all round. We know that Brendan Taylor has gone on to break a couple of records. He's currently the second highest top run scorer of all time here in Zimbabwe, just behind Andy Flower. But also at the same time, look at what he does. Look at what Sean Williams does with the ball, does with the bat. He has been in the form of his life, particularly in the last 2 years. It seems like as if as the COVID wave came through, Sean Williams just kicked up another gear, and he was showing up in each and every one of the matches, notching up a century against Sri Lanka, another century against Afghanistan, and also performing well within the shorter formats, that is ODI and T20s as well. So you find that is an important cogwheel within the team. But not only that, we need his experience to be handed down to the youngsters that are also coming up in the side that we have added. And we know that Zimbabwe Cricket has taken a stance to try and progress with youngsters and try introduce them in the setup and develop them for the future. But without the necessary experience and backing behind these youngsters, they will fall into the same ditch that the likes of Elton Chigumbura, Prosper Otseya, Brendan Taylor himself, Hamilton Masakaza, Vusimusi Sibanda, all fell into when there was a stepping away of the cricketers, particularly in the 2004 Rebels cricket saga. So at the end of the day, we need this experience. even if it means that we renegotiate at the table. If there was a place where we were not seeing eye to eye, then yes, let us correct those issues. But also at the same time, questions need to be asked about whether the technical team that is currently in place will have the capacity to take us to a World Cup. We know that they have the papers. We know that they are qualified coaches, that they've coached particularly on the local scene, and even some of them have gone on to coach in England. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like as if it's clicking. We're seeing our batsmen playing the same poor shots, trying to sweep, getting out LBW, or even sometimes being bold. We're seeing same weaknesses, particularly in some of our potentially good batsmen being made same time over and over again, hitting into the same areas and getting caught and quickly being found out. And that is also filtering into some of our youngsters that we have seen, particularly over the series for Bangladesh and Pakistan. So Sean Williams announcing himself quitting from Zimbabwe cricket is a big blow, and we just sincerely hope that they can settle issues and matters at hand. Well, whilst talking about what's happening there, Zimbabwe will be playing Ireland in the first T20, and we're hoping that this series will go well for us. We'll have 5 T20 internationals. Craig Irvin has been given the captaincy. We heard from Zimbabwe Cricket, it's on a rotation basis, that they'll be rotating some senior players in the captaincy position. But anyway, playing against Ireland is not going to be easy. We're going to be playing at Malahide. That's their home ground, and they've been hunting pretty well as they've been playing there. They beat South Africa in one of the one-day internationals that were played this year. So we know that when the ICC Cricket Super League points are up for grabs in the 3 one-day internationals, it's not going to be easy. And I hope that Lauchan Rajput and his team have adequately prepared our boys, and that our boys also know what is at stake. If we don't qualify for another World Cup this time round, that's for the 2023, it is going to prove to be really difficult for us to get back into the thick of things, for us to be taken seriously by other test-playing nations when we want to organize bilateral series. So we wish the Chevrons the best, and we hope that they do well. Also, on the same token, our Lady Chevrons, after drawing the the unofficial one-day international series 2-2 with Thailand, they are going to be taking on them in the T20s, and that begins at Takashinga Sports Club. I know that our ladies tend to be really aggressive, and so you might feel that the T20 format might actually work for them, and that we might notch up a series win. We're currently ranked below them at number 11. Thailand is at number 10. So we'll be hoping that if we can beat a team ranked above us, that will also give us confidence of stepping into the qualifier tournament that will be coming a little bit later on this year. So we're going to be taking a quick short break. When we come back, we're going to be looking at what is coming up over the weekend. 2 huge matches. But not only that, we're going to be talking about the Champions League draw. It was held last night. And yes, we've got sumptuous fixtures. And we're going to be showing you what it will be looking like. Customer Success Consultancy is the business that is there for you. In particularly, in a world where the 21st century is focusing on the customer, Customer Success Consultancy will provide ideas that will take your marketing, sales, and branding to another level. Some of the services that we do offer are advertising ideas, branding, digital marketing, as well as sales marketing. So we are here to make sure that you go to the next level in customer success. So last night we saw the draw for the UEFA Champions League being done, and yes, it has dished up some fantastic groups. Let's take a look at how the teams are lined up. And not only around the groups did we have so much drama, we also saw it being a clean sweep, pretty much, for Chelsea within the men's awards, and these were the winners. So whilst talking about the winners, Jorginho won the Men's Player of the Year award, and I think that one was pretty simple semantics. He won the Champions League and then went on to win the Euro 2020 title with Italy in that final against England. So I think that one was pretty much, simple mathematics there. We also saw N'Golo Kante coming through as the midfielder of the season. And I mean, I'm sure he missed the Player of the Season title by a whisker, because he had a fantastic Champions League run. He really bossed the midfield. He showed his quality and character there. And so you can only expect that N'Golo Kante was going to pick up that one. And then striker of the season, well, there's no doubts or qualms about who that would be. Erling Braut Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. He has been on the lips of many media, many pundits and many analysts on becoming one of the top strikers in the world. As he continues to grow, he has been scoring goals for fun, and that wasn't a surprise. And then goalkeeper of the year was Edouard Mendy, and to think that he came to address Chelsea's challenges in goal with Kepa Arrizabalaga as well as Willy Caballero not being able to step up to the plate. And wow, has he stepped up to the plate, is given assurance Chelsea in that defense, and it has made sure that everything has remained solid. And then coach of the year, no guesses about that one. It had to be Thomas Tuchel, not only winning the UEFA Champions League, but also sealing it off with a UEFA Super Cup victory. And we'll see what will happen when he goes to the World Club Championships, which will be held a little bit later on. But congratulations to Thomas Tuchel, congratulations to Chelsea. There is no haterism there. It's clearly a fact that these guys were just on the money. So anyway, let's look at the Champions League groups. Amazing, amazing draws that were done. Well, not so amazing for Manchester United, because we were given Villarreal, the Yellow Submarines, once again, but you would feel that Manchester United and Villarreal should be able to step out of that group. There is a tricky customer in Atalanta, and both sides, that's either Villarreal or Man United, will have to watch out for them. And then, of course, young boys from Switzerland. However, the group of death, and I'm sure everyone will agree, is Group B, where Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, AC Milan, and FC Porto have all been chucked into one group. And others are asking, but how do you do that? Well, simple. It's UEFA which does that. And so Group B, I'm sure everyone's eyes will be on that one. We'll also want to see whether AC Milan can step up to the plate. I know some of the AC Milan supporters are saying, Rossoneri, we are going to return and whatever. Guys, you've got the Reds in there, you've got the Spanish champions in there, and also FC Porto, who are a pretty strong side. And they showed that last season. When they really come out to play, they come out to play strong. So it's going to be a very tough, interesting group. And then one of the other marquee matches that is going to be setting the group stage alight, that's Manchester City taking on PSG. Others have already started calling it the Oil Classico because of the orders that are there, mainly oil giants or coming through from oil countries. We know for Manchester City that they've got El Nesri, who's coming through there as the chairman. Then also you've got Nasser El Khaifi, who's coming through for PSG. So, you know, there's a whole lot of talk and pomp and fanfare about what will happen there. So it will be Pep Guardiola versus Mauricio Pochettino. We know Pochettino had a number over Pep Guardiola when he was still back in the Premier League, and we'll see whether that will continue when they do meet in the group stages. So it's going to be looking really, really sumptuous and interesting when the Champions League finally kicks off. So, who do you think is going to win the UEFA Champions League? You can comment in the comment section below and let us know who you think is going to take the title. I think Chelsea have got a strong chance of going all the way through to the final. I'm sure Manchester City will correct a couple of mistakes this time round. I feel that most of the English sides are going to get to at least the quarterfinal or semi-final stage. As for the final, I'm sure Real Madrid will be knocking on the door. Carlo Ancelotti has got the experience. I'm sure Inter Milan will want to knock on the door. They do have Simone Inzaghi, but I don't think maybe he's got the caliber to step up all the way, but who knows? They are the current Italian champions. Then you have a Barcelona, Ronald Koeman will want to prove a point. Lionel Messi will want to step up to the plate for PSG and maybe win the Champions League title for them. So let's see how all of this will pan out as the season goes by. Catch us in the next segment as we look at what's coming up over the weekend. Customer Success Consultancy is the business that is there for you. In particularly, in a world where the 21st century is focusing on the customer, Customer Success Consultancy will provide ideas that will take your marketing, sales, and branding to another level. Some of the services that we do offer are advertising ideas, branding, digital marketing, as well as sales marketing. So we are here to make sure that you go to the next level in customer success. So we cannot seal this show without talking about what is coming up over the weekend. For all motorsport lovers, both locally and internationally, there is a treat. So after the SRC gave the go-ahead, that's for motorsport to now start practicing and on a race-by-race basis. They would come and apply for COVID protocols, as well as also look into the aspect of not having fans at the raceway, at the Donnybrook Raceway. You can expect that the Sables Karting Association is going to be having a race day this coming weekend on Sunday, I believe. And so congratulations to them for being able to put it together, and hopefully that will see the full return of motorsport here in Zimbabwe. But in particular, we will have Formula One action that will be returning, and Max Verstappen might actually face a penalty because of engine failure so far. So we'll see what will happen in the Formula One race, and we'll be talking more about it when we come through to Monday. But also, just a quick jab before I go to what is coming up over the weekend as well, is the fact that yesterday there was a 100-meter race, the women's race. I think that's where now all the focus is because of the star names that are there. Mama Shelley Ann Fraser-Price, I call her Mama Shelley, of course, because of how she's been able to achieve so much, even though she's a mother and she's got kids. She came through and beat Elaine Thompson-Herah. She would have loved for that race to have been the one in Tokyo, but it was another 1-2-3 for Jamaica in the Diamond League race that happened last night. So it shows that, yeah, Jamaica are ruling in women's 100-meter racing. I don't know if Sha'Carri Richardson, Dina Asher-Smith will have anything to say about that, but we'll see whether that will work out or pan out in a different way as they continue the Diamond League. And then we look at the fixtures that are going to pop our heads wide open, and that is in the Premier League. We've got two blockbuster encounters coming up tomorrow. Arsenal will be taking on Manchester City in the 1:30 kickoff, the early kickoff of the day. Now look, Arsenal have been going through a torrid time, a horrible time right now, not being able to pick up the victories, injuries to some of the key players, the team not exactly gelling in the way that it should. And this will be another one of the key games that Mikel Arteta has to try and come up with a result with. And so Arsenal versus Manchester City, Pep Guardiola will be buoying with confidence after that 5-0 win against Norwich City. However, Arsenal also picked up a pretty decent victory over the week in the English Football League Carabao Cup. So maybe they might step in with some confidence and maybe score some goals. I think Arsenal will score a goal, or at least some goals, against Manchester City this coming weekend. But I think Manchester City have got too much power, too much firepower, and too much confidence stepping into this match to be beaten by Arsenal or even to come out with a draw. They know if they want to retain the title, they have to win as many matches as possible. So they will come out all guns blazing. I give it an Arsenal victory. No, I give it a Manchester City victory. Why would I give it an Arsenal victory? I mean, ask yourself the question like that. Why would I give it an Arsenal victory? It's a Manchester City victory. I think Manchester City should be able to come out of that match with a 3-1 win. And then at 5:30, oh, what a match! It's going to be Chelsea versus Liverpool. These are the current log leaders of the Premiership right now. Yes, we know it's only been 2 game weeks and we're going into the 3rd game week, but already they are on top, 100% record, no goals are scored against them. So it shows that it's going to be an interesting encounter. Romelu Lukaku is going to be key at the top of that striking force for Chelsea. We know him holding up possession, bringing other players into play, and that will be very key. But he will be coming up against the man who lit up the stage, or maybe we can say created the platform for Liverpool to win the title. That is Virgil van Dijk, and he will be up for the challenge. It's going to be gutsy, it's going to be gritty, it's going to be quite a lot of pushing and shoving and quite a lot of brute strength that has to be shown between the two in order to win that battle. But I feel the battle is going to be won in the middle of the park. Whoever Chelsea decides to put in the middle of the park, of which no guesses that it will be N'Golo Kante and Jorginho, will have to come up against either a Fabinho and a Thiago Alcantara, a Fabinho and maybe a Naby Keita or Jordan Henderson. Whoever that pairing is going to be against, that is where the battle is really going to be won. The defenses have been sturdy and have been strong. Thiago Silva has offered the much needed experience, but he will have to be about his wits' end because Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and most likely Diogo Jota are going to be on the money. Another person to really watch out for, particularly for Liverpool, is Roberto Firmino. Now, I know he hasn't been scoring many goals, didn't have the greatest of seasons last season, but he scored big goals and important goals. And that's what Roberto Firmino is made for. He comes up in the big games and he delivers the goods. So that defense of maybe Andreas Christensen, Antonio Rudiger, as well as Thiago Silva, will have to watch out for that Liverpool front three. Sadio Mane looked class against Burnley last week, so let's see what he will be able to do when he comes into this particular match. But whilst talking about that, don't forget that we've got a Sports Extra Fantasy Football League. That's for the Premier League. And if you haven't registered or subscribed, go onto our Facebook page at Sports Extra Zim, and you can be able to click on the top post. It's already a pinned post to make it easy for you to find. You click on the link there and you'll automatically be added. Don't forget it's $200 that is up for grabs in order for you to you participate in the Sports Extra Fantasy Football League and be the ultimate winner. So make sure that you do join and you are also in the running for that. So whilst talking about maybe how to set up your team for this week, well, I've got somebody who's going to try and help you out.
Hello there, Fantasy Premier League managers, and welcome to the FPL segment on Sports Extra. My name is Dennis Samba, and I'll be taking you through as we look at game week 3, which is exciting but also a bit tricky because we have these big clashes between City and Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool, and these are pretty unpredictable fixtures, and it's going to be difficult to set up your team as you try and figure out which players are going to put out that grand performance that will earn you your FPL points. but it's all good. You just need to strategize and you just need to get your gambling game on. Now let's talk about goalkeepers. Now this coming game week, I've decided to go with Martinez. Martinez of Aston Villa. Aston Villa is facing Brentford, and I don't think Brentford is much of a threat going forward. So I fancy him to pick up that clean sheet. Another goalkeeper who I fancy to pick up a clean sheet is Jordan Pickford of Everton. Everton is facing Brighton and Hove Albion, so the likelihood of him getting a clean sheet is pretty high. You can also still gamble between Mendy and Alisson Becker, who are facing each other, but knowing the formidability of the strike forces of both Liverpool and Chelsea, likelihood of Mendy or Alisson getting a clean sheet is very low. Now let's talk about defenders. Now for me, when it comes to defenders, I prefer fullbacks because fullbacks can get you clean sheets, but also can earn you more points as they go up front and get involved in with the forwards and get involved in the goals of the team as they provide assists, as they whip in those crosses into the box. So I really fancy them because even if your fullback, your defender misses out on getting a clean sheet, he might also earn points on getting an assist for the team. So for this game week, I've decided to go with Reece James of Chelsea, and I've gone also with Tsimikas of Liverpool, and there are also other great options, other great fullbacks. You've got Kyle Walker, Marcos Alonso, you've got Lucas Digne of Everton. All those players can get you both a clean sheet and an assist and get you so many more points. And not also forgetting our centre backs. For me, I've got Tyrone Mings for this week, and you can also go for Yerry Mina. Strong aerial presence, can get that goal with his head. So those are also options to consider for your defense. Coming on to the midfield, which is the Reece James of Chelsea, and I've gone also with Tsimikas of Liverpool, and there are also other great options, other great fullbacks. You've got Kyle Walker, Marcos Alonso, you've got Lucas Digne of Everton. All those players can get you both a clean sheet and an assist and get you so many more points. And not also forgetting our centre backs. For me, I've got Tyrone Mings for this week, and you can also go for Yerry Mina. Strong aerial presence, can get that goal with his head. So those are also options to consider for your defense. Coming on to the midfield, which is where the most gambling is required. For me, I've picked big gambles and big risks. I've gone with Mason Mount, Rafinha, Diogo Jota. Bruno Fernandes was a bit of a disappointment this past game week, but anyway, it's okay. I believe in the long run he is going to earn me some points. And I've also had a new addition, Ben Rama, who I wish I had for the past 2 game weeks as he put up those incredible performances and earned a lot of points for those who had him. So yes, I do have him now, and I do have him together with his teammate Miguel Antonio, who is just flying right now. He's on an incredible streak, and I do hope that streak continues so that he can earn me points as well. So speaking of Antonio and speaking of forwards, there are so many options that you can choose from. You've got Danny Ings, who's on fire right now. Calvert-Lewin scored his first goal, so he might be getting him into his groove right now, so he might earn you some points. Richarlison, there's also Gabriel Jesus to consider. Lukaku, so for most of you, he's a no-brainer. Jamie Vardy, there's this young interesting player, Emmanuel Dennis of Watford, Iheanacho, and so many more players. So yeah, that is my Fantasy Premier League team. I don't know what yours looks like, but I do wish you all the best for game week 3. But before I go, I just want to let you know that you can join the Sports Extra FPL League. The link is in the bio, so check it out and join in, and just come in and have fun and compete with others. There is a prize at the end. If you do come out on top at the end of the season, you can earn yourself a wonderful 200 US so you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Well, good luck for Game Week 3 and enjoy the rest of the show. Yeah.
We did mention that there will be Formula One action that will be happening over the weekend, and we'll give you more analysis on that. Of course, we know Lewis Hamilton is in the corner with Max Verstappen clearly having the faster car with Red Bull. Mercedes have really been tottering throughout the season to try and get their foothold on the Drivers' Championship as well as the Constructors' Championship. So it's going to be a fun tale all the way up until the end. And then, of course, we're going to be looking at some of the cricket that's coming up this weekend. We know the Caribbean Premier League has taken off. Sikandar Razabat was supposed to be with the current defending champions, that's the Trinbago Knight Riders, but he is unable to join them for this season, which is quite unfortunate. But of course, he's sent his best wishes, and I think they might also be favorites to come back and win that. But while still talking about cricket, the test match between England and India is not looking good at all for India. Now, first innings, 78 all out. That was India's first innings. And then England now have come through and they are leading by 345 runs. Yes, you heard me right. 345 runs. England are currently 423 for the loss of 8 wickets. So that's all I can say. It's not looking too good for them. They will have to quickly get rid of the tail, and then hopefully they can try and bat through the days. But you kind of feel that the result is pretty much sealed between England and India. The only way that they can go about business is to try and bat for the next 2 days or somewhat, get a little bit of a lead, and then hope that their bowling finally comes right, and then maybe try force a draw. But I don't think it will be heading in any direction. I think England will wrap this one up pretty easily and will level the series at 1-0. So lots of action to look forward to, lots of entertainment over the weekend, and we will be making sure that we'll be keeping our hand on the pulse of all the stories that we continue to give. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, to comment as well. We appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for bringing them through. We'll also be looking at them when it comes through to Monday. So Facebook and Instagram, it is at Sports Extra Zim. And then when it comes to our YouTube channel, it is Sports Extra ZW. Don't forget, we've also got an extra feature that we did with a former Zimbabwe cricketer, that's Dirk Villian, and it was an interesting chat. So stay locked on our YouTube channel. It will be premiering tomorrow. So we're excited about all of this that's happening. Make sure you stay locked on. Make sure you continue to support us, and we'll be bringing you the news as it comes through. But until next time, cheerio.